Welcome to the bracket episode 24. Today, we are doing most disrespectful things. This was actually, Nick, you suggested this, right?
Yeah, I've been disrespected a lot, and it was a chance for me to reminisce.
Yeah, exactly. It's time to get into a lot of them. And you guys submitted some lists. We had some very good ones. We actually have two playing games on this one. Because there was one, a 15 and a 16. Obviously, we have the Cheah as always, but our 15 seed is also going to be playing this time. So I'm very interested to see where you guys go with that. So may as well just jump straight into it. Let's get with the number 5 seed versus the number 12 seed on the eastern half of our bracket here. The number 12 seed, I think, was also submitted by Nick, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was Tommy. It's saying, I already have this when you have a gift. When someone gives you a gift and you hit them with I already have this.
Fucked up. It's fucked up. And whenever you're at a birthday party and it's like a little kid's, or if you're a little kid and you see like it's you don't even want to be in the room. You want to crawl out of your skin when they say that.
Mm-hmm. It's just a brutal feeling. They're going up against the number 5 seed, which is responding to an extremely long text with K or OK, which is very disrespectful. If you and it goes on either end. Like if you pour your heart out to someone and they hit you with a K, it fucking sucks. But like, you know how happy it makes me feel to hit someone with a K when they hit me with a very long text? It goes both ways.
I'd argue that OK is more disrespectful. I think people only use K now. No, people only use K now like to troll, basically. Like
K is a flirt tactic.
K means the K may as well be 2 paragraphs because that means they care a lot.
Right. The OK is like it's just enough they care even less.
Good call.
And with you can react to text now, and I think that opens up a whole new door of disrespect.
Yeah. So
is that rude?
I can no. It's situational. So I considered adding that onto the bracket, like responding.
Not in general, Cheah, you're good.
Yeah. No, but like responding to a text with a tap back versus a text where it's like they're asking a question like, "Hey, how are you doing?" and you respond to them with a thumbs up, like tap back. Yeah, that's kind of disrespectful. But like if it's the end of a conversation, naturally, I think a tap back is okay.
Yeah. Or that's sending them back 8-ball pool. That's brutal too.
Sending back 8-ball pool to a long text. Yes, that would be perfect. Okay, so we're gonna start with you, Nick. Saying I already have this to a gift or responding to a long text with K.
Little kids can be cunts, especially on their birthday. I don't know. First of
so you're saying the kid
opens up. Let's say they open up and they get like they get like the baboon transformer, and they're like, I already got this. You just don't like.
I don't think kids have like the wherewithal to not say that because that's the
they do. They do. Kids need to be held on a higher pedestal.
But it's true. They have it. It's
fuck you. You're one of those kids. It's so disrespectful. And just like, I went to your boring ass party and I got you something that I thought you would like.
When did this happen to you and how often?
It would happen all the time. Every time I went to like a friend's birthday party, like they would repeat the gift or it would be something.
Were you just giving them toothbrushes or?
I think my friends were too fucking spoiled.
Maybe you're just buying too generic of gifts.
Yeah, I thought you were like a creative gift giver.
No, because everybody
you got me the 9/11 flag.
I got you. I'm surprised you didn't already have it. But like, they ask for things. They have a list. Like, what do you want? Okay, you like Star Wars? I'll get him Sebulba. He already has Sebulba. I didn't know.
Of all the people.
I actually
had it happen once where I got a gift for someone and they didn't have it, but the person who he opened the gift of the person before me, and that was the gift that I had also got from them, which was brutal. It was not good. Okay, so which way are you going, Nick?
I'm voting present. All
right, present. KB.
I think in the early days when K wasn't like a meme, that was the ultimate disrespect. Now it's more of like the OK or like the heart tap.
Okay,
I'll go with the K or like the short response to a long text.
You raise a good point in that. Let's just say this. I won't narrow it down to it just being the response K, but like let's just say like a disrespectful response to a very long paragraph or like text. Like so it could be OK K, sending pool, whatever.
Dislike, just a long dislike button.
Oh shit, my sound just shit out. Give me 1 second.
Sending back K with confetti.
How do you send confetti?
Oh, Cheah.
How do you do that?
You ever do the lasers?
Lasers is great.
I'm gonna send the lasers in our chat right now. It's gonna blow your mind.
Visible ink. Che, there's a bunch.
Am I on like a very old iOS? I think I just updated.
No, you can definitely do it.
You definitely can.
Oh. I don't know.
My K auto corrected to capital I. It's pretty embarrassing.
That was
Nobody look at that text.
Podcasting.
That was weird. Okay, I don't know, my headphones are shut off, but all right, we're good. And now we're immediately not. What was that?
Hey, is that you, brother?
I think Cheah's phone vibrated on his
On the
mic.
mic?
Oh yeah, sorry. Wait, this is pew pew and I.
Yeah, I meant to say K. It auto corrected to I, which
Did
is
you get the
embarrassing
lasers?
as fuck.
I didn't get the lasers. I got confetti.
Let me send you
you're-
the lasers again.
You're doing the text effects. Okay, now I'm clued back into what's happening here. Okay, so KB, you're picking the.
Oh, that's sick. That's the first time I've ever seen that. That's very cool. How do I do that? I want to send that in every text.
Hit him with
I
like.
think with you shouldn't. For all of our sake, you shouldn't know how to do that.
You opened a big time can of worms, especially
It's like
for
a new vibration that I haven't felt before.
Yeah, they use a special vibration.
Ooh.
They use a secondary vibrator.
Send me laser text more.
Yeah.
Little treat.
the laser one is cool because I remember when someone did it once where it's like, hey, scanning to see if you're a bitch, and then it's like scan complete, you are a bitch or something like that. It was all right, so Stephen Shea saying you already have a gift or responding to a long text with K, okay, or whatever.
I have to figure out how to do this lasers thing. That's pretty cool. The gift thing, I feel like that's happened to everyone at least once. That is a shitty feeling. It's hard for a kid though to not say that. Like, otherwise you're literally asking the kid to lie.
White lie, yes, that's okay.
Yeah, the K. I feel like any any very long text is supposed to get a short response. Like it's supposed to confirm an action you're supposed to be doing. Like who's having like paragraph long text messages?
This is like a relationship argument thing. Yeah.
Why would you do that over text?
Men have been asking this for dozens of years.
That's a real question.
It's just, don't ask us. I don't know.
I asked that, is it?
Oh, is it like women that send this?
Yeah.
Women be
Surprise.
texting, Che.
I like to call them relationships.
Write them up in their notepad app.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Also,
You guys gotten those?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Here's
A
more
notepad
disrespectful
text?
is sending a paragraph.
Yeah, sending a lot.
especially to someone you're not dating.
Mm-hmm.
You're not have to respond to it all.
Yeah.
I just respond to the
never
last
respond
sentence.
to it all. I'm
I
responding
just
to the
read the
last
last
sentence.
sentence.
Don't send me more than one question. You're getting one answer.
Women are so dumb.
Three questions in one text.
Goddamn women,
I'll pick
man.
one. Two's got to go.
I'll pick whatever one suits me.
Well, I haven't experienced this extremely long thing without the response being like, let's talk about this in person, or like, okay, or sure, let's do it, whatever. So I feel like they deserve a short. So I guess it has to be the kid for me by default.
All right, Tommy.
This is tough. I already have this is rude, but I do think it comes from, kids are dicks. We do let kids get away with being dicks a little too much. I remember as a kid once, I remember because my aunt gave me like this really big stocking or something. And in the bottom of it was just like a McDonald's gift card for like $20. And I audibly was like, is that it? Which was very rude, but I didn't mean it to come off as rude. I was just like, is that the only thing in here? Like, should I keep going through? That would be even ruder than I have this already, being like, your gift is not enough that you're giving me. But the K and OK thing is kind of funny sometimes, but it is disrespectful. I'll go with the short text response.
Okay, we're tied up 2-2. Owen.
Along the same lines as Tommy, I was gonna say, like, if you get the same gift, at least you had a good idea on the person and like you could laugh it off. I think the worst I've seen is like at the end of opening gifts being like, oh, is there more? Or is that it?
Yeah.
That is the worst you can say. What?
My sister's coworker had a party for her kids, and then she posted on Facebook. On Facebook, she posted what every kid
Whatever
every parent got for her kid.
with the price.
With the price. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's psychotic.
I have a
He
screen.
wins the bracket, dude.
Send it
That's
to the
good
Blazers.
Yeah.
It was the most insane shit in the world.
That's fucking
Yeah, go on.
crazy.
Just figured out how to do the lasers.
But yeah, I think K is more disrespectful. Women deserve like at least 80% of the word count.
Oh fuck!
This guy likes women over here. All right, Coley.
Something like that.
That was a good joke. I appreciated
Yeah,
that.
that was good.
Because we're all fellas.
Yeah, that's right. Don't you forget it.
No
Tom.
more than 80% though.
I don't even know how this is a debate. Like, Kay is only sent to be like, I don't give a fuck what you just said. Like, I'm not responding to
Yeah,
any of it.
admitting you're being an asshole. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you see no resolution of this disagreement in your immediate future. You would like to drag it out longer if possible. That's what it's like what's the intent behind being like, oh, I already have this? Like, I don't think there's any ill will there. I think it's just an idiot kid with like a non-function, like fully formed brain. Like, they don't know social cues yet. I mean, Tommy's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
So when like K, the intent behind K is only disrespect. Like, it has to be that.
Mm-hmm. It's extremely malicious. All right, they're gonna move on. Next, we have the 4 seed.
Kyle sent the list.
Don't say
Oh,
any of
yeah.
their names out loud.
Yeah,
oh
no,
my
no.
god.
Well, I mean, we're definitely gonna post this on the image on the YouTube version with the names
I don't
redacted,
want
but
you to.
with the names redacted for sure.
She packed them.
The second
The number of
correction.
$136 for his savings account. Who sent money that wasn't in a 0 or 5?
Look at one of the people just sent $6, man. And they-
That's awesome. 6 is so much more disrespectful than 5.
well, the kid had to have just turned 6, right?
Oh, yeah.
They misspelled the kid's name wrong at the bottom and then corrected it.
No, I think
Connor gave this kid drawings. He gave him personal just doodles. That's kind of disrespectful. Or this person gave him a fucking birdhouse.
Marbles Kids Museum. Marbles. Shout out Marbles.
Yeah, Marbles is finally making a comeback on the bracket. This is so
Yeah.
funny. Like, honestly and truly psychotic move.
Who gets a 3-year-old a bowling ball?
Wait, she corrected the spelling on the name.
I mean, these are pretty
That's the
trash.
price,
man.
man.
She's not like, no, it's actually 60. She's like, oh yeah, it was $6. I fucking hate your kid. That's so funny.
We might have to cut this, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
We didn't say any names, dude.
Cheah, it's time for your regular mic
They could
fix.
get to this person, and
My mic?
Yeah, just do it.
I haven't touched it.
Okay, but we never get interference. Usually it's your mic for whatever reason. But anyway, moving towards the 4 seed versus the 13 seed. The number 4 seed is throwing your drink in someone else's face, which is very wildly disrespectful. Like, and I feel like it's something like it, as far as like a hit rate goes, like I think out of all the things on this list, it's probably the highest rate of it being immediately preceded or it immediately follows a fight. Like a fight happens when you throw a drink in someone's face. Like there's almost no way it does.
Yes.
And that's how disrespectful it is. And they're going up against the number 13 seed. And this is Tommy's, and I think it's weirdly specific when it must root from somewhere. Not paying your friend back in a timely manner.
No, it doesn't do anything. It's not a stem for anything specific, but I just think it's like, I think it's annoying and disrespectful, or like if you owe somebody money to not pay it back in a timely manner to the point where they have to start asking you, and like you put them in an awkward situation where they have to be like, hey, remember that $100 you or whatever from dinner, where it's like, I think it's just disrespectful where it's like, hey, if you go out to dinner and one person puts their card down for like $600 or something, like just pay them back. Ideally at the table. Don't make
yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
I also hate it when that person guilts you for asking for the money too. Just like,
Yes.
you know I'm good for it.
You're the asshole, like for not paying back, not the person asking for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea that like it's just Tommy and Dave going out to dinner and Tommy slapping down his card and Dave just will not pay him back.
He's just not paying me back. What's the fucking TGI Fridays? We got the appetizer sampler.
Didn't share.
Oh, I can't even imagine David at TGI Fridays at all. I think what happened to me once, which was very frustrating, was we went to dinner with my girlfriend's friends, and I had paid for the bill. And one of her friends, I Venmo requested them, and they ignored the Venmo request.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, what do I do now? I can't. I barely know this person. I can't be like, hey, you owe me $40, Dick.
Top tier disrespect.
I did the Chicago dog walk snake draft a few weeks ago, and it was awkward situations, and one I picked was having to remind somebody they owe you money. So people are really going to think that this is like a personal issue.
Very personal.
The only thing is, like, in college senior year, we had five of us in the same apartment, and there was one person, he just would not pay people back on time, to the point where we had to get a whiteboard that was like, this is how much each person owes each person in the apartment. He owed one of our roommates $17, which isn't a lot, but in college it kind of is, for a sandwich from like September to May, just on the whiteboard every day, knowing that you owe that money. He just never paid it.
Jesus Christ.
Was that all he owed?
He would owe other stuff too, but that payment specifically he didn't pay.
On the flip side, we have a friend that keeps an Excel doc of the people that owe her money.
Yeah.
And I hate her. I hate her for it.
Yeah, unless you're like a bookie or something.
There's got to be a middle ground.
What,
Don't
you
put me on
what type of math are you doing?
Yeah, I don't like that. You shouldn't be doing formulas on how much your pivot table is not necessary.
Yeah. Also, if you're good friends with the people, like anything less than $20 shouldn't be paid back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alternate.
Yeah, you pay for like a big ass dinner or hotel or room or some shit like that. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Some of your friends lose their credit card at a bar on New Year's Eve and just don't get another one, or don't get internet, and you're just buying all of their shit for since the beginning of the year.
It's oddly specific, just like Tommy's thing. Yeah, I wonder where that came from. Coley, we'll start with you.
I'm a beast at paying back.
Yeah.
I either overdo it or I don't pay at all.
Yeah, that is. Sometimes you'll Venmo me, like, I'll get you an Uber, and I'll be like, let's split it. And you'll Venmo me like $100, and then sometimes just you're a ghost.
He loves that.
We're probably even.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, Coley, we're going to start with you. Throwing drinks in someone's face or not paying a friend back in a timely manner.
This isn't close. Isn't this what got Snooki punched in the face? Like,
yes,
like the rules of society go out the window when you throw a drink in someone's face. Like, you cannot. Like, it's a great move if you know you can take that first punch and then win the fight. If not, you're just begging to be knocked unconscious. Like, it's the height of disrespect. I don't even think it should be illegal to punch a person who throws a drink in your face. I really don't.
I think it does matter if it's water versus any type of juice or alcohol.
Mm-hmm. No,
well, the alcohol stings their eyes. Then you have an advantage in the fight that follows up.
Correct. Yeah, a glass full of sand.
How sick would it be if somebody threw it at you and you like caught it all in your mouth, bro? Not perfectly dry.
The guy who catches the beer, catch it all in your mouth.
Like Toby
Dana
Maguire
B just chugs it.
Yeah, that's Toby Maguire and Spider-Man. Yeah. I think that would work. I don't know. I don't know what the next move is after that situation. Owen, what would you pick?
Yeah, I think definitely throwing a drink in the face. Like you said, it's kind of just throwing all rules out the door. I think paying a friend, it could go both ways, but it definitely is frustrating, I could see.
Mm-hmm. I think it is disrespectful when it's someone you know. Like when it's someone you don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I know, Tommy, what do you like?
Owing someone 17. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Owing someone $17 for 9 months is very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just funny.
That's a good recurring bit.
I think those two also maybe just didn't like each other, so that may have how that happened.
Well, like that's why I asked. That's why I asked, like, was he paying other bills? Because that means he was just.
He was like, the reason we instituted the thing was because of him, because like he just wouldn't pay people back for weeks. He would eventually get to it. That one, he stuck his feet in the ground. Was like, this sandwich I am not paying.
Which member of the Fordham Pussy Patrol was this? Was this Spider? Was it Jack Mack?
Nobody you would know. Spider was in our room that year. But
wait, okay. Friends with like the Archangel name? What? What's your friend's name? You were at his house.
Oh no, Seraphim. Seraphim's crib. Everyone from Hard Knocks knows that. No, Seraphim. He's very generous. So for this, I've often said I don't have any fetishes, and I'd like a fetish. I think a girl throwing a drink in my face could maybe be a fetish.
Happened to me twice.
For that to happen.
Girl?
No,
What?
It's happened to me. Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Well, what's the situations?
I was more disrespectful. I just went up and took a drink out of her fishbowl.
Did you know
Did you-
her?
Poured the whole thing in your face, a full fishbowl?
It wasn't.
You took like a $40 hit on just to pour it in your face?
So what ended up happening? Did you fuck her?
I took it on the chin.
Jesus Christ. All right, Tommy. So, Tommy, you're picking throwing drink, right?
Yeah, I mean, even though the other one was my suggestion, it's throwing a drink.
All right, Jay.
If any girls out there want to throw a drink in my face,
Tommy's just going to be soaked every time he goes out
Oh,
now.
if any guys want to, anyway, too.
there's something about it. I elicited that emotion out of her.
Jesus, that's like Dennis Reynolds, like psycho shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy. All right, Cheah.
I want to say, Owen, I'm pretty surprised by your vote.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, yeah. Well, I can't really talk about it. And the thing said friend.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they sent him to Jackson, Mississippi, like they sent Cain to wander the earth.
Oh,
Oh shit!
That was the other disconnect. When I think friend, I think it'll get paid back eventually.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
this is obviously for those at home. It's about Dana B because he said,
Yeah.
Mhm. No, actually, it's about Deion Sanders. He owes
Dion owes Owen a lot.
he owes
of money.
Owen a lot of
Elon owes
money.
me $17. It's not a lot, but it's fun.
Good thing you're friends. So, Cheah, what are you picking?
Sorry, it's between not paying a friend back and then throwing a drink.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be throwing a drink. Even if it's water, it's like the only reason you would have an excuse to throw a drink in someone's face is if they were like potentially knocked unconscious or falling asleep and like you need to wake them up for whatever reason, an emergency. But anything other than that has to result in fisticuffs 99% of the time.
Straight into fisticuffs. They're going to move on, but Nick and KB, what would you pick?
I think you guys are wrong. I think this is closer than you think because the person that throws a drink in your face is a stranger. If this is disrespectful. This is a friend. They know your financial situation. You did them a favor, and they're still not paying you back. That's so much more disrespectful than a stranger. So I'm going not paying a friend back.
KB?
Fair.
The singer Skylar Grey owes me like whatever the cost of a Red Bull is.
What? How did that happen? Is that the Lights girl?
She performed at like this charity event at Kent State. She did a song with Eminem.
It was Lupe Fiasco, I thought. Or
At
yeah.
least one.
Okay.
And she wanted caffeine. I was working the front, and I ran and got her a Red Bull.
That's out of pocket expense.
She was going to pay me for it. But it's the drink in the face, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I just found. Can you guys read this?
Dude that owes me $21 from the New Haven Amtrak. Did you buy a ticket?
Yeah, dude. I talked to this guy for like 25 minutes and I bought him a ticket. And then he gets on the train and he sent me like a fucking Spooktober copy and paste text saying that it was the wrong number.
I kind of love that.
That's really funny.
also
Amtrak tickets are
worse when it's
expensive.
somebody way wealthier than you. I bought Nick Mangold a 5-hour energy in LA.
This is like my Skylar Grey story.
Sure.
You're probably equally rich.
You think?
Same networks.
Nick Mangold and Skylar Gray?
I don't know when Skylar Grey has made a song
I don't-
recently.
I would say Nick Mangold.
More.
Nick Mangold.
Mangold, dude.
50 mil probably.
Skylar Grey was on a song with the Slim Shady.
Eminem had Skylar Grey recording in a basement chained to a radiator for 3 years. She didn't make a dime.
I like to do
Wait,
energy boosting substances. Both
16 million for Skylar Grey.
Oh, no. Another one says 4. Another one says 10. I don't know.
Okay.
There is no way.
Net worth. Let's see. Nick Mangold.
Mangold probably has all that put together.
Mangold's above that. Oh.
Wait, I found one site that says she's the highest paid singer in the world at 215 million.
That's just not true at all.
Yeah.
I'll call bullshit on that one.
She's written every song. She doesn't sing any of them, but she writes them all.
Yeah. Big time rider. Okay, so the throwing the drink in the face is going to move on. Next, we have the 8 versus the 9 seed. The 8 seed is, and this was on I think a couple lists, being on your phone while someone talks to you, like, and not paying attention to them. I feel like is the more specific part of this. Like, if they're in the middle of a conversation with you, they're locking eye contact with you, and you're just on your phone.
That's both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going up against the number 9 seed, which is cutting in line, and this is going to include cutting in line in traffic. So, like, if you use the merging lane to cut into a line of traffic, or if you, and it also includes if you were like cut a line at like whatever an amusement park or some, I don't know why I picked that specifically, but some bullshit like that.
Anything,
especially if you say no cutsies.
Yeah, if you say no cutsies and you cut, yeah, it's arguably the most disrespectful thing you could do. But I didn't want to get that specific. We'll start with UKB. Cutting in line or being on your phone while someone talks to you?
Cutting in line by far.
Mm-hmm. No, nothing on being on your phone while someone talks to you. You have done it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
I'm on my phone and you're talking to me.
It's literally happening right now.
Yeah, not right now, but like that's the thing. Like you started talking to me while I was already on my phone.
So I'm the rude one for interrupting you on your phone. Gotcha. Okay, Nick.
I think that's just kind of become normalized. Cutting in line is you're
you just cut someone at a store. That is insane.
It's very funny, and like it would be funny if you're just like the line cutter, just like that's what I do. But you're cheating away the most precious thing from people, which is time, and they're doing the most boring thing, which is waiting. And just to snatch that from them, to think that you're better than them, it should be a felony.
It's very disrespectful, Jay.
I mean, a lot of us pay for that privilege with like TSA pre-check and stuff like that. So it's a veiled.
No, not the same.
It's not really the same.
Isn't it?
It's a completely separate line.
Yeah.
I mean, they're next to each other sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not cutting anyone in that instance. Like you've paid to be on a different line.
Right.
Jay's going to bring up the people in wheelchairs at Disneyland next.
The troops board first.
The ultimate price for that.
You didn't like how all the old people cut in line for the vaccine?
I did get it early.
Yeah, you actually did. Didn't you wait like 24 hours?
Yes, I waited 20 hours in line. And yeah, I guess
imagine if someone cut you on that line.
It didn't work.
Lib alert! Lib alert!
Wait, is there any cut compilations on YouTube? I just want to watch it. I just want to
be real careful how you search that.
Yeah, be very, very careful.
A pretty good cut the line challenge for the IJ fans.
Because like sometimes, like you can't. It's not enforced by law. You could just be like, okay,
call the police.
Call a cop.
That's so funny.
But I
you
think
have to do some type of sound effect.
It's one of the most like self-governed places, though. I think like everyone would team up against you.
People do uphold the. Have you ever been in a situation where you tried to pay someone to cut them in line, or even cut behind them? Like there was a bathroom at a bar, and I was like offering 20, 30, 40. No one let me.
Wow, that's solidarity. That's kind of cool. You just got iced out. No, everyone's like, I'm not letting you cut in front of me and all the people behind me.
So what did you do?
Like that.
I waited in the line.
See?
And would you have been mad if somebody paid and got to the front?
One person, I would get it. I'd be like, I would. I don't know.
So this makes Steven's TSA pre-check true.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a great example.
You did kind of just prove your point. But Cheah, which one are you going to pick?
Sorry, cutting in line versus which one?
Cutting in line versus being on your phone while someone's talking to you.
I feel like all of us, especially in our line of work, have been on our phones when someone's talking to us, probably today. Like it's a very frequent occurrence, and that's just kind of the breaks. So I think cutting in line, that's wildly disrespectful, because basically you have to do it on purpose. I don't think if you do it innocently and you're like, oh, I didn't see you or whatever, like I feel like that happens. But if it's intentional, that has to be near the top of the list.
Mm-hmm. Tommy? Moving on.
Yeah, this is tough. I find both of these very disrespectful. Maybe I'm old school, but I think like not like paying attention to someone and like being on your phone is like so like there are exceptions where like if you something come up for work, but like if you're just talking to someone and they're just like on their phone, like
I only talk to people I don't care about. Like, I don't
right. Yeah. Or like if you're on your phone, someone starts talking to you, but like if you're just like having a conversation with someone at dinner, like I think that's like super rude. But cutting a line, if you do it, it feels amazing. Like there's nothing better than not waiting.
When are you doing it?
What?
Where?
When are you doing it?
Why are you cutting lines so you don't have to wait?
No, when?
When are you doing it? When are you cutting in line?
You're timid ass.
I mean, not more like. I mean, I'll tell you what. In college, Spider was amazing at cutting lines.
I can see Spider cutting a line.
Yeah,
Spider
Spider was
was
cutting lines in college for sure, but
Spiders.
Yeah, the different types of lines for I get your meaning.
His phrase was, "We don't wait in lines." Like we'd walk around like, "We don't wait in lines."
I would have flattened him.
And he's remarkable at not waiting in line. I've never seen Spider wait in line.
But isn't it the best when you're in line at a bar and you see somebody like trying to get in with like a group of people and they get shot down? It feels so good.
Yes.
yeah, and they go behind you like a fucking common person. It feels great.
Yep. Although on the flip side, there is like sometimes I get where you're saying, Tommy, where like for example, there's some bar that's like very friendly to Barstool people downtown.
Right.
And I remember one time you went there and like they let all of us in ahead of the entire line because we knew the person there. I felt like shit at first, but once I got inside, I'm like, this is awesome. I didn't have to wait like outside in freezing cold weather.
One time last year for, I think like Brianna's chicken fries birthday party. I don't know why. Pretty good on me for getting invited, I guess. But I think it was, I don't know what it was. It was at Common Ground. And it was like, she was there already with a bunch of people. And me, Marty, and Glennie Balls rolled up late. And it was like the first time we'd ever been to Common Ground. And we like went up to the guy. Because if you have a table, like you are technically allowed in a different line. We're like, hey, like, I think, we have a table inside. He just looked at us up and down, just laughed in our face, and was just like back of the line. And it was the most demoralizing.
I would have liked to have seen that.
But it was totally fair. Like the three of us rolling up shouldn't be cutting any lines. But if you can cut a line, it feels great. But it is like, also, I think you should like literally be able to kill someone if they cut you. Like not that way. Like literally, if they're just like, I'm going to cut you. I feel like boarding an airplane is a way that I get really angry with this.
Yeah.
Or getting off an airplane is sort of a weird way of saying you'd be cutting a line. So I'm going to go cutting lines.
All right, they're going to move on. But Owen and Coley, what would you guys have picked?
I actually got in a fight in a cafe in Grand Central because somebody cut me in line because I was on my phone.
Whoa.
And I said to the guy, like, oh, I was cut. And he was like, well, yeah, you shouldn't have been on your fucking phone.
Oh,
So
fuck.
then I started fighting the owner. It was a whole
the owner told you that, or the guy?
the owner.
Holy shit! Wow, that's fucked.
I clearly find cutting in line more disrespectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun little anecdote.
Yeah.
Coley, I'm assuming you would have been cutting as well, right?
Definitely cutting the line, but I don't even think it's like KB just always has his head in his phone. That's just his natural stance. That's how his skeleton has evolved. It's way more disrespectful when someone's talking to you and then like you get a text. Like that's whoever just texted you just cut the line of the person actually talking to you. And if you look down, you're the asshole. So I kind of see that being the most disrespectful here. But given that it wasn't one of the options, it's clearly cutting a line.
All right, they're going to move on. And now we have the number 1 seed versus the number 16. And the 16 is a Cheah game. We'll vote on that first. We had a number of Cheah choices in this one, and I included a couple others as well. The first is honking a car horn for more than 0.5 seconds, which is that's reasonable. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Holy, don't tell me.
That person is typically not the person at fault in this scenario, though.
I agree with Coley.
If that happens, they are the person that I'm the most angry at.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, if you're an innocent bystander, yes, but that's a tough one. I see. We just talked about cutting the line. If I'm holding down my horn, it's most likely.
Why would you do that?
I would
Not only cut me in line, but almost killed us both.
I would raise it from half a second, but like, have you ever seen the people in the city who just hold it?
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb. If you're just in traffic where it does nothing.
You just ruin everybody's
in a line of traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And it's not even enjoyable for you. You're hearing the same thing. If
Yeah,
cars on the
no.
inside were soundproof to where you couldn't hear your horn,
It's not
What
even.
world?
I can't hear
5
anything
minutes
over that
to
rage.
your
I can't hear a goddamn thing.
he is literally the big screaming honker. So I feel like we should have seen this one coming. This
Yeah.
is literally quite literally makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, so after that we have oofing someone's new haircut / look. Just hit him with an oof.
Oh man.
That's mightily disrespectful. This one, I don't know what this means at all, but you said face mushing someone.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like
How do you not know what that is?
it's not hitting someone, it's not slapping them, but it's like palming their face and then pushing it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be the 1 seed to be.
Yeah,
quite
that's
honest.
incredibly disrespectful. That's
Yeah,
good.
that was good. I didn't know that was the technical term.
Oh yeah,
Is it a mush or a smush?
so much.
Mush.
Is it
Yeah, I like that. I might be the winner here. And then your last one that you had was that face, which you sent me a video, but I'd rather you do it in person.
Oh no.
It's just like a very dismissive, like
Yeah.
that face. I was trying to figure out how to describe that, but you can't without
like a
really
self-mush.
sending the video. Yeah, yeah. Self-mushing whatever was just said to you.
It's like their words just mushed your face, basically.
Yeah.
Going after that, we have ridiculing someone's boots on the ground tour of the South. Very disrespectful.
Wait, are they taking it to the people?
Yeah.
Because if they're taking it to the people and you're still ridiculing it,
That's on you. Yeah. Next, we have selling out where your boss is having dinner to the Romans. Leads to their arrest and crucifixion. And then lastly, we have the common name for a white tank top undershirt, which is
The wife beater?
Guinea tea.
yeah. Oh, that both. In this case, I guess.
You can't be disrespectful towards Italians.
Yeah, that's also true. So I think it's the other one. The wife beater is what we're looking at there. Let's start out with you, Coley. Which one of these do you want? The honking the horn, the oofing, the haircut, face mushing, Cheah's that face he did, ridiculing the boots on the ground tour, selling out Jesus, or wife beaters?
I mean, selling out Jesus absolved us all of sin. So
True.
I'm pretty respectful if you ask this
You're
man.
thankful for Judas.
Judas, you mean God's right arm? Yeah, I am. Well, what was the last one?
The common name for a white tank top undershirt.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
anyway.
crazy we haven't got around to changing that.
Yeah.
We gave it just another offensive name.
Yeah.
I think that's way more specific to New York, New Jersey. I don't know that the rest of the country. I think it's wife beater is like universally.
But I think
accepted term.
it correlates with the garment.
As an Italian, I'll say it. Guinea tea is the other one. I know everyone was.
Yeah, I already did.
We already have
The other
Mick already said
Italian
it.
here.
Everybody was nervous. Can I say it? Can I not say it? I'll give you a G-word pass.
Wait, if you buy a pack of those, what does it say on it?
Like tank top.
Tank top, undershirt,
Oh.
shirt, I believe is like a hyphen shirt is what its like technical name is.
Okay.
Which again also is bad. Who's to say which is worse? I genuinely believe mushing someone in the face is the 1 seed. I do not know of a more disrespectful move than that.
Okay, that's one for
Clear,
mushing.
It's not beating your wife is up for the disrespect.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
The choice to name the garment that.
Yes,
Is
exactly.
it the shirt that makes you want to do it? Is it like putting on the mask?
Are you?
I don't know. It's like a real chicken or the egg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wives were fine until those were invented.
Until they were doing great. Oh, what would you pick?
The dude inventing the wife beater.
Oh no.
I looked upon
That's a
this.
good sketch.
Like he's like Robert Oppenheimer watching the nuke go off. Like
Yeah,
He's
like
like so
one
every day, and
fucking-
his wife is just like cheating on him, and he's like, "I need to do something."
Nobody
like-
cared who I was till I put on this tank.
this tank top. Jesus. All right, so Owen, what would you pick?
It's got to be the face mush.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I'm picturing them because like you punch people, you do that to like a rabid dog, maybe. I don't know. That's bad.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, my only problem with this is it's so rare. Like, how often does that actually like happen? But yeah, if it does happen, it would be more disrespectful than any of these other ones.
Jay?
I've never punched anyone. I've only slapped someone in a controlled environment recently.
Okay.
And I have face mushed someone, and it led to a near brawl. It was my ex-girlfriend's like birthday party.
Oh no! What did she do?
Were you wearing your wife beater when this happened?
No, I wasn't. It was at some like bar or like club area, and we got, I think we got like bottle service or something like that. But there were these like foam, like flashy type sticks, and I guess we had a bunch of them, and we were just, I mean, it was like we were like 26 or whatever. We had a bunch of them, and then another booth like took them from, or my girlfriend told me that they took them from her, and she was like really upset about it and was wasted. So a skirmish broke out between our two areas, and one guy was being held back and kind of coming at me, and I didn't really have the facts. And one of his buddies was holding him back, and so I just took his face and I threw him all the way back. And then a huge skirmish broke out. I didn't get punched, but we did get one of my buddies once got choked out. We got kicked out.
Yeah,
but
that sounds about right.
Yeah, led to a big brawl. Turned out there was no issue. She just misplaced her glow stick, so that led to a big fight between us.
I know what shirt you put on when you got home.
Yeah. But I still think, even having done that, honking a horn for more than half a second is the most disrespectful thing you can do. For whatever reason, the very thin glass and metal of a car gives people like monster balls. So the fact that like people get so enraged, they're ready to like fight and more to other people. It's not necessary. Half a second, if you're like, okay, a pedestrian go honk or whatever, or like someone's pulling out, they don't see you, a little warning shot. But anything more than that, like I don't see a need for it at all. I think honk should be abbreviated at that. As I told the story, I got honked for like 3 blocks like a couple months ago. It's just unnecessary, and
I forgot about that.
Three block honk. God damn.
Again, as an Asian person, I get honked at a lot, so I have a lot of experience with this. It's always I hate it.
I'll only honk at someone if I think I could take them in a fight. Should it turn physical? Like if I'm like at a stop sign and like I see a jack dude run it, like just go on. If it's like an old lady like who California rolls through a stop sign, I'm laying on that horn. Like I'm really letting her hear it.
Would lose in a fight to a human.
What?
You in a car would lose in a fight.
No, it's like in case that's physical.
They'd smack your hood and like you get knocked out.
The vibration.
The vibration.
Come out.
Hit my head on the ceiling.
I imagine it like that. Yeah, it's like the Tex Avery Wolf or something. Like they hit the hood of the car and he pops up out of his seat into the ceiling.
They somehow nudge you onto the parkway and you just pass out.
Just fucking passed out, Tommy. Okay, so that's one for honking. Nick and KB.
I'm gonna take a new haircut because you know it's bad. You don't need fucking Stephen Cheah to oof you. We're in the position where we can wear hats every day. But if you're in like a professional environment and you have a bad haircut, everybody already knows it. An oof would not help. What does an oof? It's out of your control. I know it's bad. You don't have to oof me.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, stop commenting on my looks. Pause. Miss me with that.
Miss.
KB, are you agreeing? Are you with him?
Yeah, that happened to me firsthand.
Yeah.
For the people that don't know.
I almost oofed you last night on your hair.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
There was basically there was one time I think a homeless guy oofed you, right?
Me?
Yeah, he's like, "Get your money up, dude."
Oh yeah, he said. What did he say?
He asked you for money. You're like, "I don't have any." He's like, "Hey, damn, get your money up." Wasn't that it?
Phrase, the verbiage.
The sneaker thing.
You had a stretch of like
sneaker one was. Are you gonna fund the scuff or get tough about it?
Jordan.
Steven, who was the original oof you hammered?
Either KB or Brandon.
I think it was Brandon.
KB, remember when a guy walked up and just put gummy sharks on your chest and screamed?
Yeah. KB had a stretch where these homeless men were just singling him out.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, he had a bag of gummy sharks and just pressed them into Kyle's chest.
That's
I
pretty.
want to nominate that.
I was gonna say that.
All the gummy sharks
Just a
were still
fistful of
pressed into
gummies
his
and
chest.
pressed them into my chest.
And he was like in between our group. So like he walked through all of us, singled out Kyle. Gummy shark.
Mhm.
And he was a homeless man. He needed that sustenance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now earlier, Nick claimed
Gummy turtles or frogs?
It was frogs. It was the
Gummy
gummy frogs. Twin frogs is what they're called, right?
I don't know.
I do.
Cole, you were saying?
I was gonna say earlier, Nick said a stranger couldn't disrespect you, and then that story comes out.
That's
insane.
that was
Yeah, you're right.
outrageous.
But a
disrespectful.
homeless man are a different story.
Definitely.
Okay, so in this,
Aren't they all a bit familiar?
What?
I hope so. They, but anyway, we're gonna move on. The very specifically face mushing someone, and they're gonna go up against our number 1 seed, which is extremely disrespectful. And I think that it runs in the same camp of throwing a drink, where like there's almost no way it doesn't end up in a fight, which is spitting on someone. Spitting on someone, arguably the most disrespectful thing you could do to anybody, and it will it's almost impossible for it to not lead to a fight. So we'll start out with you, KB. Spitting on someone or face mushing someone.
Yeah, spitting it's the number one. One time in college, I slapped Mike DePalma with a French bread pizza for Vine. And I didn't even know him. He just transferred in, and I still think about that and how much restraint it must have taken.
Could he have kicked your ass?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very angry man.
Jesus, Nick.
What did that have to do with spitting on someone?
Yeah, I don't know where that came
We
from
were
either.
talking about disrespect. I was thinking I did do
That's
something.
been the whole show.
He's been on his phone.
Face mush sounds terrible, though.
You know what? The same with the drinks. What if you just caught the spit again?
Oh. That's what New York should have done on Flavor of Love. One of the all-time great reality TV moments.
Sex
Pumpkin
ruined
spit on it.
spitting for disrespect. Now it's a horny
It is,
thing.
it's-
I
Okay,
agree.
so you're gonna pick mushing?
Sex ruins everything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go mushing.
All right, it's one for mushing. Cheah?
Can I clarify? Like spitting, I am assuming that's like I think in intense, like 100 levels more disrespectful than just like spitting, or like a big leak is like if you get something like that type
A
of
loogie.
like hucking a
Spit on
loogie.
another man.
Well,
in any
just
way.
like no, if you have like what's in your mouth, that is very disrespectful. But I'm saying if you huck, that amps
Like a
it up
loogie.
times
Yeah,
four
but like
times.
that gives they're telegraphing their shot with a hawk. You can get out of the way.
It goes
like-
farther.
I would be too shocked if somebody started like hawking a loogie in that scenario. I don't know what I
you
would
don't have to
do.
run away straight.
You're zigzagging like the DC snipers after you.
Jesus, that was quite the reference.
God, Steve.
That's not even topical.
It's not. It's like 1955. Like that was so long ago.
That was like 10 years ago, right? 15 years ago.
It's so long ago. All right, yeah.
Um,
So it does encompass spitting, including hawking a loogie on someone.
That has to be.
Stand still like Tower 7. Just get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
That has to be number one. I think like that is ultimate disrespect. I actually, I got into an argument with PFT not long after I started because I said I didn't like, rest in peace, Sean Taylor, because he spit on Michael Pittman during a playoff game and he got kicked out, and I always hated him for that. I was not happy, for the record, that he passed away.
What year did he pass away, Cheah?
Not long after that.
It was 07.
Like maybe 07, 08.
Where
That was
were
like,
you the night
Around
Sean
Warren
Taylor
Mills.
So wait, when did you bring it up to PFT?
Like
Long
20
after he was dead.
So why did you bring it up?
He was talking about Sean Taylor, and I was like, I hate that guy.
So are you saying you hate it? Like when he was dead, you said this.
Yes.
You hate him present tense.
Yes. It's a shitty move.
That's fucked up.
They mic'd up the officials for that game, and Michael Pittman like punches him, and then they eject Sean Taylor, and then Mike Carey, who's the official, was like, he spit on him. What would you do if somebody spit in your face? Case closed.
You're a fan of Warren Sapp, yes?
Yes.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, it's don't try and tie any logic.
I don't know that he actually spit on anyone. That's not documented.
I feel like that'd be a light day for him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the least of his worries on a day-to-day basis. All right, so you're gonna pick spitting, Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's got to be spitting. I mean, I think to Nick's point, like, is it like people will request like, "Oh, spit in my mouth." Nobody's ever been like face smush me. Like, nobody's ever said that like a sexual way. Like, maybe like sit on my face with your ass, like to a girl.
To a girl specifically.
Spit on me with your ass.
Yeah.
It's called shitting.
Hey, Toots, bring that wagon out over here. And spit on me.
I'll do it that ass.
But not with their hand. But God, do I love sitting under a girl's ass. But no, I'll go spitting on someone is worse.
All right, Owen, you can send him through.
Yeah, I think spitting is definitely worse. In like Sons of Anarchy and shows like that, sometimes people like they're not even worthy of being killed. So they'll just beat them and then just spit on them. Like they're not even a threat. They don't have to be taken out. You just spit on them. Mm-hmm. They're dead.
Spitting in the face too in that show, always highly disrespectful. Very specifically. All right, Coley, what would you have picked?
Spitting is definitely disrespectful. It's like I'm calling you the ground. Like you're that beneath me. Like that's the only other thing we really spit on.
Or a sink.
Yeah, like I do not view you as a human in this moment.
I get irate when someone spits on the ground, even like remotely near me.
Oh yeah, and as someone who's spitting most of the time, there have been some close calls, like completely accidental, and you feel like a real ass, especially on a windy day in a crowded city. You're just hoping for the best. But I don't know. There's something about putting your hand on someone else's face, not like. I'm not worried about your reply at all here. Like, this isn't a punch where I'm trying to knock you out because I don't even want to fight. I just want to hurt you. I don't care. Like, I think so lowly of you. I'm going to put my germy hand all over your face and just mush it. Just mush you away. Like, I'm not afraid at like that's super disrespectful to me.
Mm-hmm. It's also harder, I think, to defend against a spit than it is to defend against a mush. Like I feel like if someone's about like putting their hand right in front of your face, like it should be relatively easy to move or do something. But if you do it like uncalled for, like you were not in a fighting or that type of environment, it is very, very highly disrespectful. But either way, spitting is going to move on. Before we get to the second half of our bracket, let's hear from Game Time. Baseball is back, and the only place to get the best, cheapest last-minute tickets is the Game Time app. Have you ever dreamed of sitting in a seat you never thought you'd be sitting in? You know, maybe behind home plate, first row in the outfield, catching dingers. It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on your seats that you thought you could never get. We have used it to get tickets to a Yankees game this year. It was awesome. Got them like very, very late because it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. Got them super cheap. It was awesome. So much fun. Best part about this, too, the Game Time app, is you get $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab to create a login and redeem code LCB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Thanks to Game Time, we're going to move on to the western side of our graphic. First up, we have the 11 seed versus the 6 seed. The 11 seed, I think, was one of Nick's, leaving trash in your friend's car, which I do think it happened. If it's happened to me a few times, I find it extremely disrespectful. I think that's a very good pick. Like at first I was like, huh? And then I was like, yeah, that really grants my gears. And they're going up against the number 6 seed, which is giving someone, and I encompassed 3 things into this, but we could add more. Giving someone like a school version of like a disrespectful thing, like a noogie, a swirly, or an atomic wedgie, things along those lines, which didn't really happen, but just like conceptually, you give someone an atomic wedgie, that's outrageously disrespectful. And we're gonna start with you, Coley. Leaving trash in your friend's car or giving someone a noogie, swirly, or wedgie.
I was gonna say swirly is outrageously, cartoonishly disrespect. Like I'd rather you drop it.
God, you think they're a turd?
So
you think they're a poop? Good.
Like I would rather you drop an Acme.
Is that a
angle
real
on my
thing?
fucking
Has it
head.
ever?
There's no way.
Happened?
No way.
I think it used to. Who came up with that?
It has to come from somewhere. You're right about that.
Yeah, so you need 6 men to like.
It happened to one guy. He tried
Upside
to
down. You have to
There's
flush.
so much that goes into it.
There's a lot. Yeah, you're drowning. It's low. It's low budget waterboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Like, and it's like I think of like bullying in like the 50s, or at least in movies about that era, was such a pure like stuffing people in lockers, just putting their heads in toilets and like keg standing them,
A lot of snowballs.
Yeah.
picking them up by their underpants and hanging them on a hook.
And there was nothing they could do. They just flailed.
Yeah, what are like your balls are absolutely annihilated in that moment. Like,
They always hang them up on hooks.
You can't lift yourself off the hook either. There's like no way to get out of it.
Yeah.
this is one of the great things about being like truly fat. Like I'm ripping that hook off the fucking wall at the minimum. Like if I ever found myself in that position, it would not be for long. What was the other one? I feel like that was
Leaving trash in your friend's car. It
Yeah,
sounds so much
you're-
tamer by comparison.
no, that's what I'm picking. You're such a dickhead for doing that to a pal. Like, if you go on like a long, like 20-hour road trip, whatever, that's communal trash. If you're just a pal and you just like, you might as well throw it on the ground. Like, you're just that big of a dickhead. Like, get the fuck out of here. There's trash barrels everywhere. We don't live in Europe. There's trash barrels everywhere you look. Just throw it out.
That was a surprising turn. I really thought you were going to go for the swirly after that.
I mean, the swirly, like, to someone's point, like, that just does not happen anymore.
That can be a one-person job if the person is holding the other person upside down, and then they put they flush the toilet with their foot. Realistically,
Okay,
that could happen.
Yeah.
That's a
Some
logistical
experience.
nightmare.
Yeah. It's too much.
It would almost have to be like that old flusher from the ceiling. The old.
Chain seal.
What if it's one of those Flintstones toilets that's really just a pelican?
Yes.
Yeah. Get a swirly in that. God damn.
Counterpoint though, I will note
They were
that.
just shitting pelicans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Flintstones, they were doing all sorts. Like that was their garbage disposal.
I didn't know that either.
the pelican would eat the shit, and then like it would zoom in on the pelican's face, and the pelicans would be like, "Someone's got to do it," and like it would say something dumb like that. I will say as a counterpoint for noogies, when Nate noogied Portnoy, that was one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen. Yeah, and like I think that one is one that is the noogie that I always think of.
He did it on the recently
Plugged hair.
inserted
Yeah, and just recently plugged
hair
hair.
plugs. Yes.
Yeah, and in the middle of the rundown too. Okay, Owen, what are you picking?
Like Coley was saying, there are garbage cans like everywhere you could be dropping someone off, whether it's work, home, a bar, anywhere. But I mean, if swirlies do exist, that's
Funny.
once again, Coley's right. That's insane.
It's insane.
Asinine, disrespectful. So
Imagine your life trajectory after a swirly. No president has ever gotten swirly.
okay, maybe we don't hear about swirlies because they don't live to tell the tale.
Yeah, they just immediately go home and
Oh yeah.
And stop talking about the swirlies and just live a better life is what we're saying.
Yeah, that's where we're going with that.
Listen, this is going to be the worst thing anyone's ever said. If were like, listen, they swirlied me, I think a lot more people would be pro it.
Goochman loves that. That's gonna be a fun edit for you, buddy.
And it is the most fucked up thing you could do to like a kid and it's called just a swirly, which is the most harmful.
Sounds so fun.
It sounds kind of fun. It sounds like a sweet treat.
Sounds like a ride at a water park. Like
You're
it sounds like it was so fun.
upside down in shit water in a public toilet.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful. It's crazy. Wait, so Owen, you're picking the swirly then,
Wait,
right?
Jay, did you just realize what a swirly is?
No, but instead of the wet wheel, we should have a swirly.
No.
Yes.
Relax, man. The swirly, they don't just dunk the head; they
But it's just
flush.
one person. Yeah, I mean it's clean. It's not. There's no piss or whatever in it.
It's a toilet.
It's moving water. Just
There has been piss in it.
in your nasal,
That thing is
That would be
in and out of your
hilarious.
out of your mouth.
That would be so funny if we all did it to one. Like if we land on swirly, one person gets it. Oh,
This
that's
is such
so
a
funny.
foolish move to suggest this because the Yak listener is going to listen to this, and now you're going to get your comments
I'll
during
bring
the
it
Yak
up tomorrow.
flooded.
I think it would be really funny.
I agree, but I don't think any of you should do that. All right, so Owen, which one were you picking? Sorry, you're picking the swirly.
Swirly, yeah.
All right, Tommy.
I'm going leaving trash. I mean, as bad as a swirly may be, it just doesn't happen. Like I just, I don't think it happens enough to vote for it. And at least with like noogies and stuff, that's horseplay. You're just palling around with the boys, like to a degree. Like leaving trash in someone's car, like just not like that's just that's just an other world of disrespect. Like just being like, this is my garbage, this is my dirty wrapper, and now it's your problem, like on your property. I would rather have somebody do that in my car than swirling me for sure. But I still think leaving trash is just more disrespectful.
Mhm.
And it's always in that little cove that doesn't have any other
the door.
purpose than your friend's receipts.
Yeah.
Yes, the little part on the door of the car. Yeah.
The friend receipt cove.
All right, so that's another one for leaving trash in the car. Cheah,
Sorry, was Atomic Wedgie?
Atomic Wedgie
actually-
is included.
That has to be
What makes
the
it
winner
atomic?
of this.
Yeah, what's
You
the
wrap
first-
it over
In an
your head.
atomic,
It's like the atom, and it.
in Atomic Wedgie, you take the band of the waistband and put it over the person's head,
Yeah.
which seems like it wouldn't work, but if you have stretch enough underwear,
That's-
it apparently could.
There's no way
That's got to be way more rare than the swirly.
That has never
Yes.
happened.
I
You
don't
have
know.
really stretchy underwear.
What underwear could fit from your paint to your
Well,
skull?
that's
It's always
I think
the boxers that have the hearts on them.
Yeah. It's no, I always think tidy whities, but
Yeah,
the
I
way
think it's beige tidy whities.
yeah, so I think they call it atomic wedgie because you pull it's so taut over the person's head that like it's literally like you're splitting an atom with their ass cheeks, like or
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, I think I agree with you, Cheah. But Cheah, you're picking the atomic wedgie?
I mean, nobody should ever touch anyone's underwear without consent. And the fact that you're not only doing that, but you're putting it over their head and putting them in a compromising and extremely embarrassing and painful position, that has to be number one. That is an act of war.
But that's
Yeah.
never happened.
I can't believe you
Yeah.
lumped the noogies with this. That's like a mating call compared to the other two.
Yeah, true.
Noogies is not in this league.
But
And I
if you
will
remember
also
when...
say, like, I
Go
feel like, again, we're talking this. If this has ever happened, it's never happened past like 9th grade. So it's like, still, like, if another adult did this to another adult, then yeah, you gotta kill that guy. You just have to. There's no other way.
office.
Yeah, like if
Dude,
Big
a
Cat. did
serial
it.
swirlier would be incredible.
Yes.
Wait, did you like what's early video?
No, they've never.
It's never happened. It's never happened. There's no swirly videos.
a very underrated a very underrated funny part of the Dave Noogie thing was after that Dave Noogied Nate so hard that he made his own fingers bleed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a long noogie. I want to note that I just looked up atomic wedgie just to get another look at it, and I found a case where an Oklahoma man pleaded guilty for manslaughter for killing his stepfather with an atomic wedgie, pulling the man's underwear over his head, causing him to suffocate. At a hearing, he told the judge things got out of hand. That's the most embarrassing way to die I could possibly imagine. Getting atomic wedgie to death by your stepson.
And if it was like so tight they couldn't even, he was like laying in the casket with it.
They couldn't remove it. It's
Put a suit around him.
You can't have a closed casket funeral. Because you got a Atomic Wedgie. Mortician's like, I've never seen anything like it. I can't fix it. Oh my
They're
god!
afraid to cut it because like the recoil of the elastic band would be dangerous.
It's like a bear trap.
Yeah, it would be like a ghost ship.
So much tension. Okay, so you're gonna vote for the Atomic Wedgie, Nick.
Dude, seeing a dork hanging from a flagpole before the first bell rings. God damn, man.
Oh, shit.
They let him down and then you just put him right in the fucking toilet. God, what a horrible, horrible species we
I
are.
think that did happen in the 70s. Like, that was just every day you get to witness shit like that.
What a horrible species we are. And it was always the same kid.
Hanging from a pole. Hanging from a hook.
So you got to pick Wedgie then, I'm assuming.
Yeah, man.
All right, KB.
Yeah. So physically forcing someone not only into the bathroom stall and like onto their knees and grabbing their head and putting it in the toilet.
I'm going to say something. There's almost got to be a little cooperation from the
That's what I'm saying. There is a semblance of like letting this happen.
That person has
okay.
No, I think they've just given up.
Stockholm syndrome real fast.
I think it's like you have to do this or else things are gonna be way worse. Like I'll beat the shit out of you if you don't let me.
I'd rather get the shit beaten out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Your
I
face
agree.
reduced to that of feces. Your entire.
I'm struggling to find a real flagpole wedgie, but I found one where they're just tossing somebody around on a tetherball.
That's kind of awesome. A human tetherball.
They're just whipping them.
Oh my god! I'll have to look it up later. Okay, so the Noogies are gonna move on. Next up, we have the number 3 versus the number 14. The number 3 seed is an open-handed slap, which I think is on the same level of like spitting on someone. You like if it's it's not like the yak type situation or a goofy thing. If you're like arguing with someone, you slap them in the face, like you have to fight now. Like it's just a thing. And next up, we have the 14 seed. The 14 seed is eating someone else's labeled food at work, which has happened to me a lot at my old job. Which is
that happens.
Yo, yeah.
I thought that only happened to Ross and Friends. Well, that one time
happened.
Cookie sandwich.
No,
Thanksgiving sandwich.
It very much happens. KB, will start with you. Open-handed slap or eating someone else's labeled food.
Someone's labeled lunch, especially in a work environment.
Mm-hmm. Because like.
Future sent us a wedgie. Future sent us a wedgie.
Holy shit, that's so It's just hanging from a goddamn tree.
Imagine seeing this picture of yourself.
That underwear must be so strong. He's putting so much downward force on.
They look like it almost. They
always
like to put them on the branch like sideways.
Yeah.
He's got the torso of a man and the lower body of a Thanksgiving turkey.
He's tapered down.
What is
They
his lower
folded him up. That is so goddamn funny.
I'm just hanging.
We need to sell this picture on like a fucking shirt. That's so funny.
Yeah, just that by itself.
Just that, no context, no words, nothing.
It just says Mondays.
What is the origin of this?
He had to have just been sitting in the tree and jumped off, right? Because that
So I want to think someone did it to him.
someone hoisted him.
Someone bullied him in the
He was hoisted.
They bullied him to climb up the tree. All right, now attach your underwear to that knob. Now jump.
Shimmy.
Now we'll break. We got you.
All right, so we have one for eating someone else's labeled food. Nick?
Yeah, that's fucked up because it's like it's damn near impossible to get caught. It's just in there. There's like you eat the food, you're eating the evidence. And yeah, it's a weird thing, and it does happen. Yeah, it's disrespectful as fuck because then the other person's hungry or has to buy lunch.
I had someone eat mine at work at my last job, and they threw away my Tupperware. which is like, what the fuck? I found the Tupperware in the garbage. It's like, so fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty
well,
funny.
yeah, well, why adhere to any rules at that point?
And like when you bring a lunch to work, you feel so much better about yourself.
Mhm.
I've never
And
done
then
that in my life.
And then you go to the fridge and it's gone. Pretty funny. And like to think of the absolute glutton that does that.
Just,
We're among one. Roan does that to All Business Pete. Like
Yes,
no
that's true.
cameras, no anything, all the time.
That's a good
That's
bit.
funny.
yeah, that is it.
Yeah, that's like not disrespectful. That's like playful in a way.
It is.
Jay,
You give them $4 for it.
yeah.
I think it
Market price.
evolved to that. I don't think it started like that.
No, that
I feel
that's
like-
been that way since HQ too. He's always giving him $4 for.
I feel
a
like
turkey.
All Businesses Pete is like boiled chicken and steamed carrots. So like it's like that's market price for whatever it is that he has for lunch.
He just has like nutrition cubes. And he thinks
Soil
they're
and cream, yeah.
spicy.
All right, Cheah, what are you picking?
Sorry, what are the two?
It's open-handed slap versus eating someone else's labeled food.
Eating someone else's labeled food. I feel like open-handed slap, we've been desensitized to it because we've been doing it a lot. The eating someone else's food is an intentional. It's labeled. You know it's not yours. You're deviously going in and consuming someone else's hard work that they are expecting to consummate, basically, or like
No, not wrong word.
right. Like
Consummate is not the right word for food.
they're going to eat the food.
You're gonna fuck your food.
Consume.
Consume.
You're gonna they're gonna consume your food. Not
yeah.
they're not getting. They're not. It's not the wedding night of your food.
Right. That they're expecting to consume.
Cheah carries his food up to the bedroom and slams it on his head.
Time to pop your cherry. He fucking stares at a maraschino cherry. Cheah, so you're gonna pick the eating
someone else's food. Yes.
It's gonna move on, but Tommy,
Yeah, same. Well, at least
yeah.
with a slap, you were probably provoked to a degree, maybe, to slap someone. Like eating someone else's food is just
Will
love.
Smith.
Yeah.
to a degree, yeah, exactly. Owen,
Eating someone else's food. My older cousin had a fun take on the wedgie. One time he tied us up and put bike helmets on us and put fresh underwear on the bike helmets.
so it was like a wrap on your helmet.
Yeah, and just left us to be found with that because it was pretty embarrassing to have undies on your head.
What does he do for work now?
I haven't heard in a bit.
It's been gone for a minute, Coley.
I think he's good.
I mean, like eating someone's food is for sure disrespectful. But like again, I know you guys are desensitized to it. A slap, like a punch, is the most respectful thing you could do to someone because you are like, all right, we're going to fight. A slap is saying, I do not care what your response is. Like I am not worried about it at all. Like I here's this because it's a bitch slap. Like you're a bitch. I'm not worried about it in the slightest. I would argue not like 98% of people who've thrown that slap have won the fight. If there was even one. Usually the person who gets slapped just cowers away. It much like a swirly resonates with that person for the rest of their life. The legend Tom Bro Dude, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had at his office, for those who recall, if you microwaved your food and you walked away for a second for whatever reason, you went to go get a beverage or something, it then became free game, not for anyone to eat, but to throw away.
Yeah.
And so people would be microwaving their food, like holding it shut. And if you walked away, that's getting thrown in the trash 10 out of 10 times. Another good bit, much
That was
like Rome's.
That was a great.
I do that almost every day. I'll put it in the microwave for 2 minutes and I'll go pee and then I'll come back and then it's still going and I take it out when it's done.
Yeah, see, not in Bro Dude's office. That shit's getting frisbeed out the window.
That was an all-time bit. I gotta rewatch that after this. All right, so eating someone else's labeled food is gonna move on. Next up, Coley, you're gonna start us out, and I feel like you're a good one specifically for this matchup. It's the number 10 seed blowing smoke in someone's face, which is Very
dragon.
Yeah, like you take a big drag of a cigarette, you just blow it right in someone's face. And I think that's pretty disrespectful, especially in certain situations. Versus the number 7 seed, stepping on someone's new shoes, which is many a fight has started from that. So, Coley, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, blowing smoke in someone's face, like some people ask for that. It feels like a very like Dick Tracy way to insult somebody. Like there's not enough smoke in modern society. Like I've been watching Mad Men for the first time these past couple weeks. We've really devolved as a society. The amount of cigarettes smoked per day, they were like down to 2 packs a day. That's when America was really thriving.
Yeah.
For people who look like people on this show. The stepping on someone's new, especially intentionally stepping on someone's new shoes. Again, it's the foot version of a slap. Like you are asking for a beatdown. It's extremely disrespectful.
You forget about kicks, Coley?
Brother, that's what we're talking about.
What do you call it when you slap someone with your foot?
That's a kick. A kick is a punch version of a foot.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Back us right down. Owen.
Dude, getting kicked is hilarious.
Especially if it's the first thing thrown.
Yes.
Somebody walks up and just boots you.
That's really
Yeah, we could do kick in the chest if you
Somebody
want.
fucking
We were talking. Owen was. Owen was talking about ending a fight with spitting on someone. Like,
Yeah.
you ever seen someone end a fight with it? Like the fight's over and then they come over and kick you on the ground. That's disrespectful.
Just like one.
I mean, it's the phrase kicking them when they're down.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally kicking them when they're down.
That was in any sort of World Star fight. That was always my least favorite part, when the guy's not KO'd on the ground, like staffing or whatever it's called, when like your arms get stuck and like someone just runs over and kicks their unconscious head, and it does like the up and then down onto the pavement. Like,
Yeah.
wild.
I've told the story in the act. I had a fight start with a kick. I got kicked in the face.
How'd you get kicked in the face?
Fought Anderson Silva.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It was somebody I knew. If I saw, we would fight. We saw each other, and then we started like walking out of the house to the backyard, and I thought we would square up and fight. On the way out to the backyard, he threw me down the stairs, and it was a quick fight. It was a one kick fight. It was over.
He like, wait, so he jumped down the stairs and like
He
stomped
threw
you?
me down the stairs and then just kicked me when I was down. We never
Getting
fought.
tossed down a flight of stairs is also disrespectful.
What a feeling to have an
Sucker
enemy
punching
like
someone is disrespectful.
like an enemy that you just know you're gonna fight with the second you lay your eyes on them.
On site.
Yeah, and it happened 2 years later at City Field, and it was also a one-hit fight, but it was me, and
It was the same guy.
You guys are due for it. You guys need to settle this.
The rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Peter Griffin and like the chicken in Family.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's fucking on
Yeah.
site.
We have to find this guy, settle this. It's
Yeah,
best
is
of
he
three.
still in the area?
I'm not sure. He went to a worse school academically than me.
Yeah, he did.
He
W.
ended up with a worse job. I'm not sure where else since. But
Jesus. All right.
You're gonna
So
bump into him this week.
Yeah.
let me
He just comes into the frame.
What'd you say?
if you're the guy that Owen's talking about, I really hope you're listening so that we can organize this fight to happen again.
a fucking dude coming in, dude.
Yeah, you get kicked.
Let's get kicked right in the head. All right. So which one are you going to vote for? You're going to vote for stepping on shoes or blowing smoke in someone's face?
I don't know. Now I'm freaking out. I'm pretty sure he's retweeted the dozen before.
Yeah.
You're going to have to settle this. There's no two ways about it.
Stepping on new shoes intentionally. It seems egregious.
Scuffing. All right, Tommy.
I really don't think either of these things would bother me that much, to be honest. Like, I don't really care about my shoes. They're going to get dirty. blowing smoke in my face, an inconvenience, but one I can deal with for a second or two. I feel like
You're literally Tommy Smoke, so I feel like you're a bad person to pick for this.
yeah, true. I'm known for puffing smoke in people's faces.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most people who would get annoyed that somebody stepped on their new shoes also like smoke jewels and like blow it in other people's faces. I feel like that's a similar demographic of person. I guess smoke in my face, but I would just be like, all right, I wouldn't take. I mean, I would. Nothing listed would cause me to confront anybody ever, but that would definitely, I would not be confronting anyone over.
Not even a
He's like, fellas.
My biggest fear in life is having to defend myself. is having someone disrespect me so much that I just have to stick up for myself. Like my hands are tied. Like almost anything else would be like, whatever, you could just do whatever you want, man.
Well,
like,
you're gonna have your hands literally tied while you're in a
my
comic
hands are tied
legend
where I
form.
have to like stick up for myself. Fucking nightmare.
All right, Cheah, blowing smoke in someone's face or stepping on someone's new shoes.
I feel like people ask for the smoke. I'm not around enough people that are like smoking, but I also feel that like could be like a sexual thing. Like if it's
Definitely.
right. I don't know. So the shoes smudging the Puma.
Why the Puma? Why was that the go-to?
The Puma.
It's a Chappelle show.
I thought that was just the first like really nice shoe you could think of was Puma versus like Jordans or anything else. Okay. Anyway, Nick.
I feel like if it was a smoke ring that just like hit me, I'd be really pissed off. Like some wise guy from across the room blows a smoke ring. I would be
lasers it out.
I would be livid.
Hit you right in the fucking face.
Like a Gandalf sending me like a pirate fucking ship.
Pirate ship, yeah.
Yeah. Get hit by a line drive smoke ring.
I it's like right in the center of my forehead, because then like you look like a goof, and everybody's like impressed with that guy, and everybody's probably laughing at you, and they're expecting you to laugh along. No, I would be so fucking mad.
Especially if he had blown a bigger one, a slower one first.
Oh yeah.
That one, the small one hits you, but then the slow
right
one
in the forehead.
slowly catches up.
You react from the first one, you open your eyes, there's just a bigger one coming at you. Oh, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that.
That's
Only if it's
that's
only
worse
if it's
than
a
a swirly.
Yeah.
All right, KB.
There's, like, girls like at his ankles, like it's the cover of like a sci-fi book.
I'm going to get hit with a smoke ring.
You know, I really thought that there was no way stepping on shoes could lose this, but after that description, I'm going to vote and tiebreak this with blowing smoke in someone's face,
It's
specifically for that
gotta be.
scenario. It's impossible not to vote for it. Next, we have the number 2 seed versus the 15 seed. The 15 seed, like I mentioned before, is also a play-in. It's sports-related, disrespectful stuff. So we're gonna I'll let you guys vote on which one you think is the worst. The first is beaning someone. I always found this very disrespectful because like someone beating one of your players, so you're gonna throw a 100-mile-an-hour ball at this guy's chest. Like that is what in the middle on national TV, and you're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna do anything about it. And I think I always found that very disrespectful. Next, doing anything to the home team's logo. So it could be, planting flags, scuffing on it, whatever. Doing the choke gesture a la Reggie Miller to the other team. Mooning the Lambeau crowd. I put in parentheses for this parody for Joe Buck. Stepping over a guy after you hit a shot. And then doing someone else's signature celebration while playing them, which I've always found that very disrespectful. Like, someone scores on the Packers and they do the discount double check or whatever the fuck you want to call it, something like that. But you get to start off, KB. Which sports disrespect thing you think is best?
Just the logos and the taunting, that doesn't really bother me. What was the first one? Just hitting people with 100-mile-per-hour baseball. How is that a thing still?
It's an unwritten rule, yeah. So one for beaning, Nick.
The people that get mad about like the logos getting stomped, you're the one that put it on the ground. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's the easiest way for it not to get stomped or planted.
Put it up higher.
Put it up higher.
Make it like LED and Like someone goes to celebrate on it, you just move it to a different part of the court.
logo. Yeah.
Chasing a laser.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hitting somebody that could kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Has.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's fucked up.
and like imagine being the star on the like opposing team. Like you see their star get hit, and then you're just like, what the fuck, man?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you're about to get beaned for something that had nothing to do with you.
What the hell did I do? I'm just good at the game.
So it's 2 for beaning. Cheah.
Oh no.
When I was when I was in Little League, everyone wanted to be the pitcher because that was the cool position. I could throw it like mildly fast for like a third grader, but I had no control. So I beat people left and right to the point where they wouldn't let me pitch anymore because I was a danger to other kids. So I did it not out of disrespect, but because I had no control. So I would remove that one. I guess we're assuming professional athletes, but still, I mean, professional athletes aren't crazy accurate. Rick Ankiel exists.
Pick the one guy.
Yeah.
I mean, right? The shoe fits. I'm one of these guys that gets fired up when the other team like disrespects.
Imagine if you were able to just pick one guy.
Chuck Knobloch.
Did you say professional pitchers aren't that much more accurate than third grade pitchers?
No, I'm just saying, like,
Rick Ankiel.
Some of the most accurate humans in the world at anything.
It plateaus like very early in humans' development for sure.
No, I get fired up when teams disrespect the logos of other teams, so I'm going to go with that.
All right, Tommy.
I would say I don't find any of this disrespectful. I kind of like it all. I think it's like good for sports. If I had to pick one, I'll say stepping over someone, because that's really disrespect. Like, even if it wasn't in a sport, like, that's just stepping over someone. I mean, the Allen Iverson obviously is iconic. Like, that's still viral like 20 years later. Like, Tyronn Lue won a championship as a head coach, and he's still more.
He won that championship.
Yeah, that literal one.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. I forgot that was one.
Remember getting stepped over.
I'm changing my vote. That one's fucked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going stepping over.
Do you remember it Jake Marsh did the step over on Hank, and it was like all anyone could talk about for like a month because it was so disrespectful.
Can I add one very weird nugget to that game? That was game 1, Sixers-Lakers, 2000-2001 season. That next day, I stayed up very late to watch that. I had a 10.5-year hadn't thrown up streak, and I got sick, and I threw up in my bedroom, and I didn't know what to do, so I had to call my mom. She had to come home from work and clean up my barf.
Mom, I puked.
It happened right after I was watching Regis and Kelly.
How old were you?
13 or 14.
You knew you had a 10.5-year throw-up streak at that age?
Yep.
That had to
Yeah.
Damn proud of it, too.
Kathy Lee at the time, my friend.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Kelly's first year.
I think
I don't know.
came over in 01.
Were
What's
you were a freshman in high school?
Maybe that was end of 8th grade.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what your reaction was like when 9/11 happened. Anyway, Owen, you're up.
It's got to be beaning, right? Because
Yeah.
you could seriously hurt someone, but of the other options, stepping over for sure. I don't think the logo. Who really cares? And stealing celebrations. I feel like everyone does that at Lambeau at least.
Yeah.
But beaning, it's just not respecting their right to live. You could kill them.
Coley.
So I'm surprised dunking on someone didn't make this list.
I thought about posterizing, but like you're not trying to disrespect the person that you're. But like it's not like you're not doing it like you're in that split second. You're like, oh, I'm gonna dunk on this guy because fuck him. I'm gonna disrespect him. It's like I'm gonna dunk on it because it's gonna make me look awesome. Like,
You sound like
Like, you're
someone
getting
that's
points for your team in that scenario. You don't get points in any of these other ones.
yeah.
not necessarily.
What are the other ones?
What?
Choke
Well, yeah,
gesture. Okay.
I mean, I think the most disrespectful thing I've seen in sports ever was Terrell Owens running out to the Cowboys star, getting tackled, getting back up, and then as a brawl is ensuing around him, still celebrating on the star. That was as good. Like the Kyrie thing, the only thing that bothered me about that was he did it after the game was over and he knew he was never coming to Boston again that year. Like that was T.O. doing it mid-game is so much more disrespectful. That was before he played there, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So that like all of that was just delightful. That was as disrespectful as it gets. Baker Mayfield doing it in college, like that to me is, especially when done right, before a game, during, like you see. I feel like there's a fight in college football every week because some team runs out to the logo pregame and hypes himself up on the logo. Like that does it for him. And like I say it in a good way.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I was voting for Beaning as well. So Beaning will move on regardless, but I do like that explanation because that's why I picked it too. It was like the TO thing and I think the Baker thing are the two things that came to mind because they almost immediately started like shitstorms. Because
I mean, wasn't Baker's against Kansas?
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Kansas was the groin
Kansas
thing.
did it too.
Yeah, it was the grabbed his dick.
Yeah. But it is weird. Like I get that it fires up the other team, but like inherently it's weird because like they play on that logo throughout the game. Like
why they're stepping on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. But either way, I think that the 15 seed's running into a buzzsaw. The number 2 seed, sleeping with your friend's significant other. Pretty much the most disrespectful thing you could do to anybody. You have
It's
even
a commandment.
shred of affection.
It's literally a commandment.
Disrespecting God and your friend in the process.
There were 10 of them, and that was one.
Coveting a wife.
So you get to start, Kobe.
Good Lord. Yeah, I don't know if this made the list. Just outright refusing to learn someone's name. Pretty
That might be the number one.
Yeah, like Bob, was that what it is? No. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the commandment. Breaking one of the oldest 10 rules we've had as a humanity.
Forgetting somebody's name. I know this isn't one of them. Like people using the excuse, "Oh, I'm bad with names." You're a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not bad with names.
So I had on my list sort of similar to this, which I think people do because they forget people's name, is if you call someone chief or boss, I find that so disrespectful, especially if it's like someone you look at as beneath you, being like, "Hey, boss, like I'll take another soda or something." Like
Cheah
special.
Cheah gets away with it because it's his like word, but buddy has the same connotation for most other people, I'd say too.
Yeah. Okay, so Coley, you're gonna pick the good old fucking your friend's girlfriend.
I'm picking the playing game and forgetting someone's name.
We can swap out the 15 seed sports beaning with forgetting someone's name if you guys want. Are you guys all down for that?
Not forgetting, refusing
to learn someone's name.
still not sleeping with your friend's girlfriend.
Yeah, I'd prefer.
I mean, that's gonna win.
Yeah, I'd prefer you call me Oscar than like fuck my girlfriend.
If you walked in on me just absolutely crushing your girl's pussy, and like I turn, I'm like, and I can't remember your name. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's way worse.
What are you doing?
That is worse. Hey, man.
What's up, boss man? I don't stop.
Almost done in here, Chief. Give me a few minutes.
I think confidently saying a wrong name might be worse too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough. Okay, so Coley, are you gonna stick with refusing to learn names?
I'm picking the exact scenario Nick just laid out.
Yeah, that's it.
You look familiar. Where do I know you from?
All right, Owen.
Yeah, fucking your friend's girlfriend and not remembering his name when he walks in.
Then you get caught.
All right. Before we vote any further, do you want us to move this on as our 2 seed?
Yeah.
Sleeping with your significant other and then forgetting their name? Okay. That's
I like the guy who got cheated on trying to do it back to him. It's just not.
She's pointing to like her tit that your name tattooed on.
this one right here.
What sort of magic pussy just makes you forget your best friend's name?
Oh, God damn!
I forgot he was.
What if you walk in on your friend banging your girlfriend and your way out of it is to pretend like you don't remember his name? You try to be like, oh, what are you doing? Like Greg, Keith, like what? Like he'll be so thrown off, or he'll just stop fucking. He'll be like, oh, you don't remember my name?
Checkmate.
I know you were saying two names there, but a guy's name named Greg Keith is
Greg Keith gets cheated on a lot.
no, it's his first name, Greg Keith.
Oh, Greg.
No, it's not his last. Keith isn't his last name. His name is Greg.
His last name is just Gregory.
Greg
too.
Keith.
Yeah,
Greg Keith.
Greg Keith Greg.
like Billy Joe, or
Sarah May.
Yeah.
And Red.
Let's run through the rest of this bracket really quick. Our playoffs. First, we have the number 5 seed replying okay or K to a very long text versus the number 4 seed throwing a drink in someone's face. Start out with you, KB.
What was the first one?
Responding K. He was on his phone, wasn't he, Nick? Responding K to a very long text or throwing a drink in someone's face.
It's a drink in the face. It's that.
Wildly disrespectful, Nick.
Yeah, it's drink in the face. You're all wet.
That is that.
That's a forgotten part.
Yeah, we hadn't touched on that aspect of it yet.
No, we're
Not only that, someone paid to make you wet.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're out of pocket to make you wet, which is disgusting.
Cheah.
Cheah.
Make You Wet sounds like an R&B song.
It does. It's like you're
A TikTok smash.
Yeah.
It has to be the drink on the face. I don't think that's honestly that bad. So drink on the face is almost an act of war.
Tom, you've said war a lot here.
Send it through.
Yep.
Send it through.
They're gonna move on to the number 1 seed, spitting on someone versus the number 9 seed, cutting someone in line. Coley, you start.
Now that Cheah mentions it, literal war is pretty like what's going on?
I can't wrap my head around it being a thing.
Invasion.
Like
Yeah, like that's pretty tough.
part of society is just
Kind of disrespectful.
Just walking into like a land and be like, this is ours now. Like,
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
we now
pussy?
live here.
But imagine if you forgot the name of the country you were invading.
Slovenia, where am I?
Ukraine, Romania.
One of these places. All right, Coley, spitting on someone or cutting someone in line.
I mean, when you spit on someone, you're mostly sure you're not going to get away with it. Like there will be some sort of recompense. When you cut the line, you're a little dastardly devil trying. You think you're going to get away with it.
Yeah.
Like it's so disrespectful to think like this guy's not going to say a thing. I can like this guy. I was just fucking his wife. He doesn't know my name. Like cutting line is tough. That's disrespectful.
All right, Owen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cutting in line as well. I sent it in. I think one of the most common line cutting is abusing the merging lane when there's standstill traffic, and those are just like the worst people. Everyone is frustrated and they think they're better. I've thrown chicken nuggets at them. Yeah, line cutters.
Line, yeah.
Gonna have to keep chicken nuggets in my what would you call it, the receipt hole from now on? Cove. Sorry. Yeah. All right, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cutting in line because I thought about it, and I think if somebody cuts a really long line, it's okay to spit on them. And so by that logic, I think that cutting line is more disrespectful.
I think actually one of the most viral, what do you call it, like road rage incidents that I've seen was the guy cut someone off and then he stopped the car, got out of the car, and then spit on the guy. So I feel like, yeah, those two things do kind of come into a role in the same spheres. Okay, so that's got 3 votes. You can send it home right now if you wish. Cheah, that is.
Sorry, cutting a line versus which one?
Spitting on someone.
Oh, absolutely spitting. It would be a very funny graphic to do the movie poster for The Cove, the dolphin murdering movie, but just have the receipt cove with some pocket lint and some Wawa receipts.
Yeah, and a receipt for Chipotle. That would be very funny. I would laugh very hard at that.
I actually would.
I would too.
So I'm saying I'm not being ironic. Nick, you're up.
I had a girl try to cut me in line for a tattoo. I was sitting at the guy's table. And
That's so disrespectful.
He had shaved
That's
me, and
crazy.
She just walked back.
Shaved you.
And she was like, "Can you just do mine first?" He was like, "What? Fuck you!" And she left mad that she couldn't cut me for this. And it's cutting in line. You're looking at all those people as subhuman. They are not. Your everything about you is more valuable than them.
KB, I'm assuming you're with that too.
Well, I mean, spitting on someone's face. We're forgetting that's what's going on. But that's more of an act of retaliation, I think. Like someone did something to you, then you spit on their face.
Unless you're Sean Taylor.
Cutting someone,
God damn, dude.
You just disregard them as any type of threat to you. You just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy just texted me. He said the center of the Venn diagram of line cutters and face spitters is our boss.
Tommy,
I did not send that.
Damn, dude.
Tommy.
It's a bold-faced lie.
I missed it.
Are you not T smokes in the chat?
Jesus. All right. Well, cutting in line is going to move on. The 9 seed. Next up, I'm going to start with you, KB. It's the noogie swirly wedgie combo versus eating someone else's labeled food.
It's forcing someone's head into a corner.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, and that person just has no fight left because I feel like even a weaker man could flail and kick. This person has truly just all right.
Yeah.
That is a broken man.
That is so sad to even imagine someone getting swirly and they're kicking their legs around and they can't do anything about it. It's so sad.
Olive oil and
you can really put up a fight.
You got to be the weakest
It
person.
should be really hard to get swirly. It should be almost
one swirly.
This is what I'm saying. The risk of you have to be threatened with something worse. And again, you'd have to just have no moral standing where it's just I'd rather get swirly than to get the shit beat out of me. No, get the shit beat out of you. It's way better and less demeaning. Cheah.
Yeah.
I just realized you could technically get atomic wedgied and then use that underpants to guide the person down for a swirly.
For the purse.
Yeah, it's like you're hog tying them, kind of.
That's got to be the absolute bottom of the bottom. So it's swirly versus which one?
Eating someone else's labeled food.
You're stealing lunch versus forcibly flushing a toilet in someone's face. I'm gonna go with the swirly.
I feel like you think the flushing's the worst part.
Well, the flushing is the whole thing.
I feel like the toilet's the whole thing.
No, you're getting your head dunked in the toilet. I feel like
I think the flush might be the worst part.
Really?
That's the running water. That's new water.
That's borderline waterboarding.
Sure, but that's the part where you breathe.
Yeah.
You can.
All this shit sediments together.
What else would be the worst?
Liquid that's all
Just
over
the general
Just
toilet.
the initial dip, I imagine.
The face stuck in the poop water.
Are we aligned that it can happen two ways? It can be someone holding ankles, or it can be forcibly putting their head down.
That's the holding of the
ankles. Could be that your legs aren't.
How I'm picturing it is they're always holding ankles.
You have to hold their ankles, I think.
Yeah.
I thought that there was another one where you could force them down.
So the ways I've seen it in TV and movies, the ways I've seen it in movies, you force them onto their hands and knees, and then you force their head into the toilet.
I'm picturing a wheelbarrow keg stand kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's almost like when they catch those prize fish. You know what I mean? They have them upside down. Because someone else also bound their arms, because otherwise they can just hold the toilet.
Yeah, that would be nice. That could be a 2-man job then.
I was thinking,
it's a gang of bullies. It's not a one man.
It has to be.
It's a gang of bullies.
You're talking about it almost like
could be 2 minimum.
You're lining them up for a tombstone pile driver, like your Undertaker, and then instead of throwing them into the mat, you're dipping them into the toilet. Okay.
Yeah, this is so unfair that we have paired this up with wedgieing too. This is a super team.
It is. Who was up next? Tommy.
Week's always on there.
I think our finals need to be like atomic wedging someone while you swirly them and fucking your girlfriend's friend or whatever, and fucking your friend's girlfriend. I'm forgetting his name.
That's really close.
Best friend's girlfriend,
That's
the best
like
friend.
2 super teams going at it. But yeah,
Imagine if that guy and your girl got up and then swirlied you. He just throws the condom in the toilet with you.
Oh.
You know what's and this the swirly conversation kind of reminded me of this, but also very disrespectful is when bouncers are way bigger than the person they're throwing out and they pick them up like a little baby, like a little baby, and just carry them.
Picking up another adult is as disrespectful as it gets.
Yes,
I will say that.
Yes, I guess it's encompassed underneath the swirly umbrella. They're gonna move on, but Owen,
Swirly.
oh yeah, Coley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're moving on. All right. Next we have the sleeping with your friend's girlfriend, and then they forget your name. Versus the number 10 seed, which I believe was blowing smoke in someone's face. Wait, did we swap that with something? Wait, we swapped that with something, didn't we?
What a match!
no.
It was smoke ring. It was a double smoke ring.
Oh yeah,
Double smoke ring to the face.
Oh yeah, well, when you put it like that.
Not even voting for this one. Moving on. Sleeping. All right, let's get.
No.
No. I'm sorry. There's no way. All right, let's do on the other side really quick. Coley, what do you think is worse, cutting someone in line or throwing a drink in someone's face?
I feel like cutting someone in line, like KB's example earlier, if you're in like a bar or a club and you cut someone in the bathroom line, that's how a lot of drinks get thrown into faces. So it has to be the cutting in line.
It is a cause and effect. I think that's a good comp. Owen.
Are we trying to like make these super teams a little bit? Could we make it like a mudslide or something to make it work?
Yeah, like a heavy drink.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
would be the worst drink?
Probably
Mudslide, baby. It's got chocolate syrup.
No.
Yeah.
it would be,
That sticks to your face and shit. You can't like really get it all off without going to the bathroom.
chili.
A cup full of chili in someone's face?
Yeah,
It's not a drink.
drinking out of a cup.
Imagine like bumping into a guy that's drinking chili. He looks down, looks at you, and you're like, "This now."
Yeah, bringing your own chili to a bar that doesn't serve it and then throwing it in the person's face.
Yeah.
It's BYOC at this place. Sorry.
And nobody does it. It's just allowed.
It's just if you want to.
I think that's allowed in every establishment. I think you can bring your own chili.
We could. I don't know if we can make this one into a super team, but so which one would you pick on cutting in line or throwing a drink? And we can make it throwing whatever drink of your choice.
Throwing
milk on.
I'll just go
maybe.
cutting then.
What's that Brazilian mind control drug, like devil's breath?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
because
walk
the
up to you, like,
standard
close your
drink would be a light beer or a vodka soda. Both of
Right.
them really.
You blow devil's breath in someone's face, and then you're under your control for 24 to 36 hours. Pretty disrespectful.
I'd love to get molasses involved as well.
Tommy.
Yeah, cutting in line because the cause and effect I said with spitting. I think it's the same thing with you can throw your drink in someone's face if they cut it.
Jay, you moving it on?
Throwing a drink in someone's face for sure.
You always have the dissenting vote. I'll actually appreciate that. Nick.
Cutting in line.
Mm-hmm.
It's cutting in line.
So now we have the 9 seed cutting in line in the finals.
That's crazy to me. You guys picked that over throwing a drink.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You guys are talking about lines that are someone just cutting a line that you're in. I was thinking more of someone cutting specifically you.
Like even yours at the end.
Like it's like
if you're last in line and somebody just goes
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking like 7-Eleven. There's like a 2-person line, and the person cuts right in front of you, and then you're still in the end. But
I guess we could specify that it's cutting you. It's specifically cutting.
Keep checking out
No matter
one
where
at
they
a
cut.
time in front of
but
you.
it's still throwing a drink. Yeah,
No matter where they cut in the line, they're cutting you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's true, but like specifically, you are the one that they cut. It is very disrespectful because they picked you out.
Like they're just trying to beat the system.
Yeah, but they picked out you out of all the people online. Like you won't fight me.
I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Right, but like at least with pouring a drink, like they lose their drink. They only win from cutting you in line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone on this show has at some point cut a line, but I feel like very few people have thrown a drink on someone.
I've never cut someone in line, I don't think, ever. Like, I've never been
in
like
school growing up.
in a standard line. No, I don't think I've
That
ever.
tone was pretty disrespectful.
Fat cuts.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever cut anyone. Like maybe like friends or something, but like never like seriously.
Right. Yeah.
I think
Back cuts are fucked up.
a
Yeah.
slow pour on the top of the head is worse than an instinctual slow.
Yeah.
A drizzle?
I've seen a drizzle.
Like it dumped the beer out on the head. Like
You should be able to get out of the way of that, though.
I saw one. It was like a very tall guy just pouring it on a. It's gonna sound like it happened to me.
Then I got thrown down the stairs.
yeah, kicked in the head.
Yeah.
That's what started all of that. All right, so we have the number 2 seed versus the number 6 seed. It's 2 super teams. It's sleeping with your friend's girlfriend and then forgetting their name versus
No, forgetting his name, right? When he walked in.
forgetting his name.
Getting caught sleeping with your best friend's girlfriend by the best friend.
Then forgetting your best friend.
Yes, and then that's going up against the Noogie Swirly Atomic Wedgie combo. This is very tough. KB, you go first.
Yeah. It's I think it's a little bit more disrespectful to fuck your best friend's girl and then forget his name and then refuse to
Nick.
Is his dick bigger?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What is more disrespectful?
I feel like it'd be more disrespectful if it was smaller.
If significantly smaller.
If his dick is so much smaller, but like
but so much better.
Because that means she's disrespecting you.
He's fucking your girlfriend with a micro teeth.
Yeah.
you heard it like through the wall. You're like, what's going on in there?
Just smashing smithereens.
There's no movement of her head. She's just sitting there like.
And he looks and he's like, so you're such a he's not even trying to hide his tiny dick. He just looks at you.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Yeah, he forgets your name.
He scratches the tip of his micro penis trying to think of it.
Yeah, like he's trying to keep it hard, so he like.
Wait, what is?
He's scratching underneath the head, just like he's scratching his chin. Oh my god, this has gotten so much more. It's gotten so much more.
Dickhead trying to remember.
God damn it. All right, so Nick, I'm assuming you're gonna pick them. We're adding on micro dick onto this now.
And
Think of the swirly.
yeah, the swirly is poop water. God damn. What's your next course of action if like the guy that you love the most is fucking the girl you love the most with a much smaller dick, doing it better than you ever have, and then he just forgets you?
I think you question if you were ever even alive in the first place.
Yeah, like you think you're going to think you're a specter. You're going to think you're just a figment of an imagination.
Yeah.
You're like disassociative at that point. He sends you into a disassociative state and adding on to that. Like,
I mean, you could maybe become the most powerful person on earth after that. Because nothing matters. You're living. You know what the worst thing is that can happen.
Feeling,
yeah. It might almost be euphoric.
So are you going to pick the swirly then?
No, KenJac, I'm not.
All right, Cheah.
I am going to pick the wedgie and the swirly because I feel like because
You're married. You'd rather your best friend come over, fuck your wife, and forget your name than have him go put your head in the toilet.
I don't think that's a super realistic situation. Like, I mean, neither of these really are.
No. Come on, Shane.
Well,
The atomic wedgie.
To be fair,
we have an article with someone getting killed by that.
Yeah, it's true.
one of these things we've already established doesn't really happen. And we've taken the other one that we know happens all the time. It's the basis for most movies, books, like TV. Happens all the time. We've taken it to a ridiculous extreme. But as disrespectful it happens quite frequently for how it is. So it can't be that disrespectful. The
sleeping with a significant other.
Goochman, can you see if there's ever been a mid-fuck amnesia?
Like I said, we've taken it to an extreme that clearly never happened.
Goddamn, pussy's so good I forgot my name.
The original happens all the time.
I don't know.
My friend from college actually just last week told me he was supposed to be the best man in the wedding. The wedding got called off because this exact thing happened. She was sleeping with his.
Yeah, you hear about this all the time. Dang.
He had a micro dick too, so it all kind of molds together in our scenario.
He's looking at the wedding invite like, what? Who's that? What's his name again?
Who's this guy? Hey, who's this guy you were hanging out with, babe?
I don't know, man. Having underwear over your head because it's in a public place too.
Hold
you
on.
don't get swirled in your home. It's in high school.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about it. Where if you're getting cheated on, it's happening in the privacy of your own home.
You think if you walk in your girlfriend getting drilled by a micro penis of your best friend and he forgets your name, you're gonna be like, "Thank God this was in the privacy of my own house."
Also, maybe they'll go fucking public.
Very true. We're getting into hypotheticals,
Cheah, at least in public, there will be some sympathy.
That's so embarrassing. You have your broken underwear band over your head.
In public, you could send him to jail, maybe.
Yeah.
Who's your best friend, Steve?
My buddy John from college.
Picture John with a tiny little dick.
Done.
What a good dick.
No,
But he knows how to use it. He knows how to wield it.
Yeah.
no,
He's like, "Oh, I know."
he doesn't. He's terrible, but she loves she keeps coming. He has a micro penis and he's awful at fucking.
And she keeps coming back for more.
And it's like you're saying, like, it's if you got wedgie, there could be a legal recourse. Like there's no, like, you call the cops. Like what's gonna happen?
The guy died.
But
There's
I'm saying,
no
like, that's what I'm
recourse.
saying. Like, that guy went to fucking trial for manslaughter. That happened. Like, that guy, there was
definitely died for the other thing we're talking about here too.
But what I'm saying is, like, in that situation, there is no legal recourse for you if you catch your wife fucking your best friend with his micro dick. Like, you can't call the cops. What are they gonna do? Like, there's nothing. Like, she fucked another dude. We can't bring him in jail for that.
What are you gonna do? Go sue a guy
KenJac.
for giving you a wedgie? No.
KenJac, what's the director and Disaster Artist?
It's oh my god, John. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's a why so dick, just accidental masterpieces.
Yes. Jesus. All right. So Cheah, you're gonna pick then.
I don't think you boys are gonna be moving me off this wedgie swirly combo. That's lethal. That is grounds for. I feel like both of these are grounds for. See you later. But
Wait, what does that mean? What does see you later mean?
Just hitting reset on yourself. Power
Oh,
off.
I
That's
not how I thought. Yeah, I thought you meant
I thought you meant the
murder.
I thought you meant just.
I think he did.
I guess interpret it how you want.
Okay. Yeah. Dealer's choice. Tommy.
Yeah, I mean it's the cheating, forgetting name, micro penis, super team. It's all the Infinity Stones in one possible fucking thing tactic.
All right, Owen.
Yeah, I think even if you swirly with the atomic wedgie, noogie the taint, and then put him up on the flagpole after he's wet with the atomic wedgie, it's still not as bad.
The flagpole keeps coming back into play. That makes me laugh every
Your
time.
best friend he calls you Greg Keith.
And I'm sure he's
not even
asked for a
close.
propel.
Yeah, it's
It's just
on the nightstand.
it's the most disrespectful thing that could ever happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Dudes
so
who get cheated on always have propel.
Yeah, dude.
Propel the drink?
Yeah.
Shit, I love Propel. They sell it at Costco.
Oh my God. Oh man, I hope you don't check your nanny cam while you're shopping at Costco.
How long do you spend at Costco?
It's not a solo trip. My parents have memberships, so I don't really go. But
And the guy
when they go,
wearing
Propel.
your condom like a yarmulke.
Oh my God, Coley, I'm assuming you would have picked the micro dick super team too.
What I was going to say is the only person who is unaffected by that experience is someone who their entire middle and high school life was every day they were getting dunked in a toilet and brought up a flagpole. Like I feel like that's all one life that this person's lived. Like,
Yeah.
So they walk in and they're just like another day. Like, oh well.
It is the natural progression.
Right.
These two things might just be the same. You can't have one without the other.
Flagpole element is so funny.
Raise up the flagpole.
You know, there's like one wise ass saluting them too.
Yeah. And like the teachers never care.
No.
They just laugh. That was so funny.
It's like raining and lightning.
Everybody runs in.
Jack Joyce pulls up in his monster truck.
Of
Do you
course.
think there's a listener who's had both of these happen and was just rooting for one of them to get knocked off before the championship?
We're gonna get an email being like, "Let me tell you how you got this wrong."
Letter to the editor for the bracket. I think that has happened before. We had Tommy, you got vindicated once by that, didn't you? By someone saying they confused like Keith with.
Holy shit! I forgot to text you guys this. Like last week, I went to Starbucks and I was like, they're picking up an order. I was like, Tom, and she said Kyle, and I swear to God, it happened. I'm telling you, it happened.
Way.
It happened like last week or 2 weeks ago.
You're going to have to film every one of your coffee experiences to catch it on camera.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't believe it at all. But you did get vindicated for that. Like a lot of people message.
Yeah.
Like,
People are like, my name's Tom, it's Kyle, or it's vice versa. Like it happens.
It's just crazy to me still. But all right, Coley, you get to vote first. Cutting someone in line or sleeping with someone else's girlfriend and then forgetting their name while you have a micro dick. That's and you're bad at fucking, but she really loves it. She can't get enough.
Oh, I thought that last one was the chip.
So did I.
No, that
Yeah,
was the conference finals. That should have been the championship.
Wait,
Oh,
what's the
Peyton
champion?
Brady.
The champion's going to be sleeping with
What's
your
it against? Oh, cutting in line.
cutting line. Yeah.
I mean, one of these is tough, but the other is cutting in line.
Yeah. Jay like caught
It
his
was
best
supposed to be
friend.
their turn eventually. It was never supposed to be your best friend's turn.
Yeah.
Right. They just weren't patient.
Yeah.
All right. So Coley, you're voting for micro dick super team. Owen. Yeah. Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah. Cheah.
Micro
yeah.
Dick Super Team.
Nick and KB. Oh yeah.
Yes. Send him
Give him the
through.
belt.
Without a doubt, it was always sleeping with your friend's girlfriend with your micro dick and then forgetting their name and calling them a Greg Keith for whatever.
You can
reason.
look at the winners of all of these episodes and find out exactly when Jeff left.
It's so, like the episode length gets doubled and like it's just like the weirdest fucking brackets you'll ever see. Okay. We'll be back with another episode of the bracket next week and a new episode of LCB on Monday. Until then, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. We're gonna bump those numbers up from KB, Nick, Jay, Tommy, Owen, Coley, and myself. We will see you next time.